I'm not there right now because if I was there right now, I'd knock his teeth out.
I mean, technically, he made a third-party threat to another person.
We literally got warned by everybody who lives on this side about these people.
Yeah.
Have you been drinking today, sir? Could you just step out and let me take a look for a minute, or?
You need to get out, and you need to do it now, or I'm gonna make you get out.
How you gonna make me get out?
Don't do it.
Welcome back to the LackLuster channel. Last year, a viewer named Chris had a dispute with his neighbor over trimming trees on their property line.
I noticed a month or so ago they didn't trim trees, they cut like 5 down.
After a verbal altercation, the neighbor's husband called 911 and told the officers his version of his wife's story.
My wife's out trying to clean up in the backyard, and I've got a neighbor over there screaming, calling her a bitch, cussing her out. I'm not there right now because if I was there right now, I'd knock his teeth out. So you need to get a cop out there to get this situation handled before I get home.
Officers eventually arrived at Chris's house and attempted to issue a trespassing citation.
With the situation and how it all played out, there wasn't a crime committed. However, what we are going to do to try and give you a little bit of peace of mind is we're going to trespass them from your property.
Though he hadn't been on the neighbor's property, and neither neighbor had requested that the other be trespassed.
Can I help you?
Yeah, what's going on, man?
Not a thing. What's going on with you?
Hey, so we got called for a disturbance between you and your neighbors behind you?
There was no disturbance. I was on my back porch. She decided to let me know she was unhappy, and I basically told her to go f herself.
When asked for his ID, Chris refused, and he was arrested.
Could you get your ID for me?
Why?
Because we're trespassing you guys from their property and we're trespassing them from your property.
No.
If you fail to ID or identify yourself, we're just going to take you to jail.
Okay, I'll go get my stuff. Hold on.
Okay.
You're threatening me that you're going to arrest me if I don't give you my ID.
If you don't identify yourself, yeah.
You're on my property, sir. Get off my property. I'm not identifying myself when I did nothing wrong.
He was set free shortly after, but took his complaints to the city council.
The ignorance and I dare say even nepotism displayed by the Centerton Police Department on Saturday was unprofessional to say the least, and at the worst it was criminal.
He then spoke with the chief of police, and not long after the incident, the officer that arrested Chris was fired.
Wills.
Okay.
He is no longer an officer with the police department.
Oh, okay. That's wonderful.
Okay, so I'm letting you know that, but he's no longer here.
May I ask, was it because of this particular reason, or was there another reason that he was let go?
No, it was all to do with this.
Okay.
Both original videos concerning those events can be found in the description below. But since then, Chris has been proactive in his community and has helped me with several other investigations. This past month, he requested how many window tickets the department had issued over the past 3 years, and asked for the ability to test the window tint on the department's cruisers. After all, officers are in the care and control of the vehicle, and by law, they are responsible for the cruiser to be mechanically sound, registered, insured, and in compliance with the traffic code. The chief responded with an email that read, "These pictures were taken this morning. This is a new patrol unit, tint on front driver, 17% light transmission. Passenger side front window, the same tint film. All other tint is factory." The chief's email suggests that someone allegedly intentionally installed unlawful tint on the front windows. In Arkansas, 24% is the legal limit, and the chief himself just showed that his fleet has a cruiser that is about 8% over the legal limit.
Laws like these are common. Only 3 states don't allow window tinting, at least in the front of the vehicle: New Jersey, Vermont, and New Hampshire. And there's only 1 state that allows people to tint their windows to any percentage: Michigan. The remaining states all have laws that vary, allowing different amounts of tint and color.
After that email exchange, Chris asked a supervising officer at a traffic stop if he would also show the percentage of light transmission on his assigned vehicle.
Sir. Hey, do you have a window tint meter with you?
No, I don't.
You don't? Your windows seem really dark. I was gonna... Have you been drinking today, sir? You haven't? I smell smoker in here. You're not concealing anything, are you? Could you just step out and let me take a look for a minute, or?
You can see just like that.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate you. Why does it take 3 of you for 1 person with a baby?
I'm the supervisor, and I'm just making sure everything's being done right.
Okay, well, you won't measure your own windows?
I don't have a meter. I've already...
You don't? Do they? Because his windows look really dark, too, right there. And you guys write tickets. In fact, you guys have written 4 tickets in the last 3 years.
Since that video, Chris purchased a tint meter and citations to issue to the officers as well.
Since Sergeant McConnell is riding around with illegal window tint, we ordered a joke police officer ticket book. It's just a warning today because I'm a cool cop, citizen cop. Remember, this is a joke only. Otherwise, they probably try to arrest me for impersonating an officer. So let's take this in and issue this to Sergeant McConnell real quick. I wonder if that's him right there, actually. See, over there. But that's one of the vehicles there, riding around dirty and right now. 17% window tint, 25% is Arkansas state law. Hi, Haley. It's your favorite. Hey, is Sergeant McConnell around?
He is actually on a traffic stop right now.
Okay, I have to give him this. It's a traffic ticket for his illegal window tint.
Okay.
It's obviously it's a joke, but
Okay, I'll give it to you.
thank you.
What's interesting is that law enforcement agencies will often claim that it's illegal because of officer safety.
If the tinting is too dark, it's not only illegal, it becomes a serious safety risk for law enforcement.
It makes it more dangerous for the cops or anybody approaching the vehicle.
A traffic stop is routine for Florida Highway Patrol troopers, but it can become a safety concern if it's unclear what's behind a dark tinted window.
The biggest fear an officer has is to approach a vehicle thinking that I'm only going to give this person a warning because they have a brake light out, yet the person behind the wheel has done something and they're afraid that we know about it.
The visibility could be limited to even to know how many people are there. It could be limited to know, like, is this person, fidgeting with stuff? Are they reaching underneath the seat? Are they, trying to harm us?
Generally, the excuse is used during traffic stops for non-criminal citations, but that begs the question, why isn't the same excuse used for officers approaching an individual's home for something like a noise complaint or other civil infraction? Oh, that's right. It's because of the Fourth Amendment. So what changes when a person is inside their vehicle?
The reason why I stopped you is because of your window tint, okay? Anything below 50% visibility is a violation, okay?
Okay.
Do you understand what I mean?
I took it.
So the percentage represents the amount of light that passes through your window.
Okay.
Okay? So if it's less than 50%, then we can stop in sight. You understand? The reason behind that is because we need to be able to identify driver, passenger, seatbelts. If your tint is so dark that we can't see those things, then it's a violation that we can stop and give you a ticket. I'm just talking. Nothing wrong with talking.
Fishing.
Huh?
Fishing.
Fishing?
Yeah, you're fishing. But that's all right. It's cool.
Well,
yeah, I mean, if you're eventually going to catch the bad guys, great, but we're not the bad guys.
I hear you.
We're just 2 guys went out to have lunch, and now we're going home.
Okay.
Another common argument is that tinted windows make for an unsafe driving condition.
At night, the higher the tint is on the windows, the less visibility the driver has to see oncoming traffic and cars moving and things like that.
If that is true, then why allow officers to use illegal tint on their vehicles, as they already have exemptions for distracted driving, allowing officers to use their onboard computers, radios, and other devices that are unlawful for the average citizen? The Department of Transportation told me that emergency vehicles are exempt, even when not responding to or at an emergency call. However, some researchers say that it is one of the greatest ways to hold your local police department accountable and to ensure that they follow the same rules as the people who are forced to pay their salary. Insurance companies have been known to charge higher rates or refuse to cover departments altogether, citing that the tint creates unnecessarily higher chances of vehicular collisions. A combination of distracted driving, dark tint, and excessive speeds while responding to emergency calls have certainly caused accidents and have claimed numerous innocent lives as a result.
But she is dead.
Body camera video capturing Officer Dan Otterer on the phone with his union president laughing at the fatal police-involved collision that killed graduate student Janavi Kandula.
But perhaps their daily comfort is more important than your safety. Of course, if you're a longtime viewer, you probably already know that officers usually aren't concerned with the tint, but rather they use it as a reason to stop a vehicle for a fishing expedition in hopes of finding a more serious offense to effect an arrest, also known as a pretextual stop.
All right, so it's got to be at least 28 on the front and this 20. You got your license with you? That's fine. Do you have your medical marijuana card?
Why you get my medical marijuana card?
Because I smell weed. Can you hop out?
Why?
Because I smell the odor of marijuana emitting, and you don't have your medical marijuana card.
So
emitting.
you went from a tent to somebody, you smell marijuana.
Yes, because I smell it.
Call your LT, call your supervisor.
No, sir, I'm going to ask you to get out now. You need to get out, and you need to do it now, or I'm going to make you get out.
How you going to make me get out?
Don't do it.
You went from my tent to want to search my car. Listen, ain't no other way. Call your supervisor.
This is likely why Centerton has only issued 4 tickets for the violation in the past 3 years. It would be more interesting to also know how many traffic stops began with tint being the only reason for the seizure of the person and their vehicle. Similar to pretextual stops, tint tickets are also used as an abuse of power in the form of retaliation.
I asked him why was I being pulled over. He said he'll let me know in a little bit.
And boy, did he let him know. 7 tickets, one for each of the 5 windows being too dark. Each of the 7 tickets was for $129, totaling $903. In a statement, we were told the officers conducted themselves professionally during the entire interaction, and each window was tested by the second officer on the scene.
Fortunately, some departments and entire states are banning police from stopping motorists for tint alone. But until that ban is nationwide, one of the only things you can do is get a note from your doctor that prescribes window tinting if you have sensitivity to light.
Though strict laws are in place, some Floridians can get around the rules by getting a prescription from their doctor.
If you have lupus, the most important thing is to stay out of the sun. To get a prescription to have the darker tint on the driver passenger, that is the only way to get that legal.
Let me know what you think. Should officers be allowed to pull over a vehicle under the suspicion that their tint is too dark? Should officers be granted extra rights, even if the cost is ours to bear? Tell me your thoughts in the comment section. And if you have a story you'd like to see featured, use the link in the description to submit it. Until next time, check out another investigation linked on screen. And if you're an experienced editor and are looking for a new job, stay tuned to the channel as I'll be posting and opening and accepting applications in the near future.